Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending what part of the world you are in. I am so happy and excited that you are here, whether it's live or you are watching the replay. I thank you and I appreciate you for that. So, welcome back to Coffee Chat and Connect and another chapter of our Life Matters journey. So grab your coffee, your tea, your water, whatever you are having today, and come spend the next 30 minutes with me because we're talking about something that affects almost everything we do. We are talking about what we believe. And I want to begin today's conversation with our core message. And that is your life begins to change when the story you tell yourself changes. Let me say that again. Your life begins to change when the story you tell yourself changes. Because we all have a story running through our minds. I'm not enough. I'm too old. I'm too young. I don't know enough. I tried before and it didn't work. Um, People like me don't do things like that, or I'm just not lucky, or it's just too late for me. And sometimes we repeated those stories for so many years, we don't even recognize them as stories anymore. We kind of make them facts. Uh, but what if they're not? What if they're not facts? What if just it's just stories that you're telling yourself that your mind is trying to convince you about? And here's where today's conversation gets exciting, because of because if a belief was learned, a new belief could be learned too. So the same way you started believing whatever is the way that you could start believing that, that's not true. So, over the last six chapters, we've learned to reset, to release, to rebuild, renew, rise, thrive. And now we arrive at believe, because you can have the plan, you can have the opportunity, the tools, you can have people cheering for you. But somewhere inside, you have to believe that something more is possible. So today we're going to through 10 beliefs that can change your life forever. And not because repeating a sentence magically changes everything, but because when you believe changes, your decision changes. When your decision changes, your actions change. And when your actions change consistently, your life begins to change. So let's get into it. Belief number one, believe you are worthy. Our first belief is very, very important. Your worth is not something you have to earn. It's not determined by your bank account, by your job title, by your relationship status, by your weight, your age, your mistakes, or how much you accomplished today. Sometimes we spend our whole lives trying to prove our value. We become the helper, we become the caregiver, we become the dependable one, the person everybody calls. And somewhere along the way, we begin believing my value comes from what I do for everybody else. But who are you when you're not doing something for someone? You're still worthy. You're worthy of rest, worthy of opportunities, of love, respect, dreaming, and yes, worthy of creating something for yourself. So ask yourself, where in your life are you still trying to prove that you're worthy? Think about that. Maybe you don't need to prove anything anymore. Maybe you start thinking about you. Belief number two, believe it's not too late. This one is especially important for those of us in midlife and beyond. How many dreams have you buried underneath? I should have done that years ago. Maybe you should have, but you didn't. So now what? Are you going to spend the next 10 years wishing you'd started then 10 years ago? Or are you going to start today? Your age doesn't automatically disqualifies you from a new beginning. You can learn, you can travel, you can build something, you can change careers, you can create income, you can make new friends, discover new passions, you can fall in love with your life again. Maybe the timing isn't what you originally imagined. That doesn't mean the opportunity is gone. Sometimes late is simply now. So ask yourself, what have I been telling myself? Am I old or too late to begin? And what if I'm wrong? What if I'm just trying to convince myself for that? Number three, believe you can begin again. Starting over can feel embarrassing. Maybe, especially when we thought we'd already have everything figured out. But beginning again isn't always failure. Sometimes beginning again is wisdom. Sometimes you've simply learned enough to realize this isn't working anymore. Maybe it's your career, a habit, a business strategy, a relationship pattern, a financial decision, a way of thinking. You don't have to continue walking down the wrong road simply because you're already spent years on it. You are always allowed to stop. You're allowed to turn around. You're allowed to say, I'm going to try something different. There's courage in beginning again. Nothing wrong with that little beginning. Number four, you pass, your past can teach you without defining you. Believe your past does not define you. You're all We've all made decisions we wouldn't make today. Good. That means you've grown. Maybe you failed or at something. Maybe someone hurt you. Maybe you stayed somewhere for too long, in a decision for too long. Maybe you trusted someone you shouldn't have. Maybe you didn't believe in yourself when an opportunity came. It's okay. Learn from it. Honor the lesson. It doesn't always mean that was a decision this happened. No, maybe it was just a lesson, and honor it. But don't build your identity around it. Your past is a chapter, it is not the entire book. And I love that imagery because we're literally walking through a chapter together. Some chapters are beautiful, some chapters hurt, some we would never want to reread, but it's okay. We keep writing. We have to. So, just a quick reflection. What else story about yourself are you ready to stop carrying into your next chapter? Number five, believe small steps matter. We live in a world obsessed with big transformation. To lose 50 pounds, make six figures, build the business, change your whole life. And big goals are wonderful. I'm not saying they're not, but big goals can also become overwhelming. So here's belief number five, believe small steps matter. You don't have to see the entire staircase. You just need the next step. One walk, one healthy meal, one application, one phone call, one video, $1 saved, one boundary, one page written, one conversation, 1 hour spent learning something new. Small doesn't mean insignificant. Small things don't consistently become big things. So stop dismissing your progress because it doesn't look dramatic enough. If you move forward, it counts. And we went over this last week. One small step at a time creates big things. Number 6, and I love this one, believe you can learn something new. Growth doesn't have an expiration date. Sometimes we'll look at technology or social media or business or something unfamiliar and immediately say, oh, I can't do that. Hold on. You mean you can't do that yet? There's a huge difference. So, yet is a huge word to get ourselves used to saying. So don't turn uh, I don't know how into I can't. Instead, say, I don't know how yet, but I can learn. The one little word yet leaves the door open. And we need to believe and leave some doors open always. Number 7, believe you deserve peace. Some people have lived around stress and chaos for so long that peace actually feels uncomfortable. If everything gets quiet, we're waiting for something to go wrong. But chaos doesn't have to be normal. It doesn't have to be your normal. You don't have to answer every argument. You don't have to solve everybody's problem. You don't have to say yes every time someone needs something. You don't have to carry things that were never yours to carry to begin with. Sometimes protecting your peace means creating boundaries. Sometimes it means turning off the phone, or it means walking away from an argument. Sometimes it means saying, I love you, but I can't do that. Peace isn't selfish. Peace is something worth protecting. Ask yourself, what am I allowing into my life that constantly steals my peace? That answer may tell you where your next boundary belongs. Number 8, this one touches my heart deeply. Believe your dreams still matter. Sometimes our dreams don't disappear. They simply get buried underneath responsibilities, underneath kids, work, bills, parents, caregiving, marriage, life. And years later, you suddenly realize, wait a minute. What happened to me? What happened to the things I wanted to do? What happened to those places I wanted to see? What happened to the business I wanted to start? The book I wanted to write? The skills I wanted to learn? The life I imagined? Responsibilities may have delayed some dreams. They didn't necessarily erase them. Maybe the dreams need to change. Maybe it needs to become smaller. Maybe it needs a new timeline. It's okay. That's perfectly fine. But don't automatically bury those important dreams because life took a detour. It's okay. Life matters. So keep those dreams alive. Please ask yourself, what dream have you quietly put on a shelf, on the side? Maybe it's time to take it down and look at them again. Why not? Number 9, sometimes we say, I don't know if I can handle this. And yet, look at your history. Look at everything you've already handled. Things you never thought you'd survive. Loss, disappointment, heartbreak, financial struggles, career changes, family problems, health challenges. starting over, and somehow you're still here. So number 9, believe you are stronger than you think. So you're still here. That doesn't mean everything was easy. It doesn't mean it hurt you. Doesn't mean it didn't hurt you. It means that there is evidence in your life that you are capable of walking through difficult seasons. So that little voice says, I can't do this. Remind yourself, I've done hard things before. Your strength isn't theoretical. Sorry. You have receipts. You have receipts to show that you've been through tougher things. And here you are today. Number 10. And please believe this one in your heart, because this is so. Believe your best chapter can still be ahead. I want you to really hear this one. We have a habit of looking backwards and deciding the best years already happened. But how do you know? We haven't lived tomorrow yet. You haven't met everyone you're going to meet. You haven't visited every place you wanted to visit. You haven't learned everything you're going to learn. You haven't laughed all the laughs you're going to laugh. You haven't created everything you're going to create. There are conversations you haven't had, memories you haven't made, people you haven't helped, opportunities you have not discovered. Don't put a period where life is still writing the story. Your next chapter may not look anything like your previous chapter. Maybe that's the point. I'm sorry, my people. I'm waiting for someone very special. So, she's not here yet. So here's your challenge for this week. The belief shift. For the next 7 days, pay attention to the story you're telling yourself. When you hear, I can't, I'm too old, it's too late, I'm not ready, I don't know enough, or what if I fail? Stop, catch it, and replace it with, what if I can? Then, and this matters, take one small action that agrees with your new belief. Believe, because belief without action stays where it's at. We want to begin creating evidence. I believe I can. I believe I can. So today, I'll take one step. That's your challenge. So here it is. I did pre-record this because I'm going to have someone from our community visit, and she's coming from Georgia, which I am so excited for this. I love you all. Please do not think that you can't. Here is the challenge. I am going to be posting this video later on today together with the spreadsheet, the worksheet that I made for you guys. You don't have to know exactly how the next chapter will unfold. You just have to believe there is still something beautiful left to be written. And I know you can. I know you are. God bless you all. You may all have a beautiful day. Forget tomorrow, we are going to be in our Maria's living room call deep dive.